What's up? What's going on today?
What we got going on today, I'm gonna grill a couple slabs of St. Louis style ribs now. What we're doing now, getting my fire ready. Now, if you look at what I got going on right now, this right here is a old antique wash tub. Back in the day, people used to wash clothes in these type of tubs right here. They used to wash. Also, they used to bathe the children in. They came in various sizes. This is what they used to call a wash tub. Now, I guess you're wondering where did I get the idea as far as making this out of grill. We had some relatives in the Phoenix City, Columbus area. As a matter of fact, it was Columbus, Georgia. And every Saturday, they had some of the best barbecue you ever want to eat. And I noticed when we used to go there and visit them, they used to always have a tub. And what kind of tub? The tub it was a wash tub. And they used to grill on that particular wash tub. And for some reason, it had some of the best ribs that you've ever eaten. So I guess you're saying, where in the heck did I get this wash tub from? When I moved in this house about 40 years ago, there were a couple of wash tubs in the washroom. And I guess they hung there for up until about a couple years ago. So I decided to make this particular thing out of the grill. It was painted all black, but as you see, it's not that way now. But if you look over here, this is what it originally looked like right here. This is your wash tub right here. And all I did was just paint it. And these things, I was looking online the other days. I think most times this one is a little bit bigger than the one I have. These things run about $110 right here. And this is an antique tub. Now, if you go to places like Ace Hardware, you will see something similar to this, but trust me, it's not made out of the same material as these things are made out right here. These things are heavy duty. If I were to guess, I would say these things at least a minimum 60, 65 years old. Believe it or not, these wash tubs right here. Now, if we go over here, the grill that I cook on quite a bit, the old Smoky, it has some resemblance to the foot tub. And as you know, on a lot of the videos, I use this old Smoky quite a bit. It's just something about, I guess, this metal, the material that it's made out of. But one thing about the wash tub, it's definitely made out of better material than the old Smoky. So what I'm gonna do next, the way they used to do it, basically what I'm doing now, this is just gonna be a bunch of old school cooking. So what I'm gonna do now, the Heinz vinegar that I always speak about, what they used to do, and I mentioned this to you before, I'm gonna get half vinegar and not half smoke. I'm gonna get a cup and a half of white distilled vinegar, and then I'm gonna get some of the best rainwater you can have. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put it in here, stir it around a little bit, then I'm gonna put a little salt in it. Now this is basically the way they did it. Now, eventually before the cooking thing is over, I'm gonna add a piece of margarine. You can put margarine or butter in it. It gives it a little, that's my version of it. That's not the way they did it back in the day. I don't even know whether they had margarine at their house. We'll do this right here. And then next, I'm gonna go over here to the ribs. Now, I know some people may say, why are you putting all this salt? Just like I said, I'm doing the old school, the way they used to do it back in the day. Now, if you're gonna use this method right here or something similar, use a seasoning of your choice. Because most of the time, if I was just regularly doing this, I use my season oil and my accent. But right now, I'm not using season oil and accent. Just like I say, I'm just kind of replicating the way they did it back in the day. And once in a while, I do go back to using salt. So if you look at these ribs right here, I purchased them the other day at the Fresh Market. And I didn't have to do anything to them but wash them. They cut the flap off and everything. High quality ribs. As a matter of fact, all their food is high quality. So what I'm gonna do, just like I say, use the seasoning of your choice when you get ready to see. You don't have to do the salt thing. So I'm gonna just do this right here. Now, I noticed in a lot of videos I've seen a lot of times, people pull this off right here. That's a choice right here. I rarely or ever do it. But it's kind of hard to believe. If you got a big barbecue business, you're going to have a person over there, all he's going to do, hundreds of ribs, gonna sit there and pull the skin off. Back in the day, they did not do it. And I don't think everybody's doing that, but that's a preference. That's a preference. Not knocking people that would like to do it. I flip them over, and I'll do the same thing. A little salt on it. And that's basically all we have to do as far as our seasoning. That's the way they used to do it. But in the meantime, what I'm gonna do now, while this fire is going, I'm gonna put my gloves on, and I'm gonna do a little something. I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna do it with an old school grill. I'm gonna just heat this up for a minute. So in about roughly about 15 more minutes, we should be ready to put your not baby backs, St. Louis style ribs on. St. Louis ribs to go on. I'm not gonna put the base as far as my mopping water on yet, because if I were to put it on right now, all I'll do is be washing the seasoning off, the salt off, or whether it's salt or season oil or any kind. You have to wait roughly, I'm gonna say about 15 minutes before I decide to baste it up. Right now, we're just gonna allow them to just cook for a while. Now this top right here, it came off an old grill. It was a Stoke grill, probably one of the best grills I ever had. And it just so happened, along with the grate, fit on this perfectly. It may be a little off, but it works extremely well for me. I'm gonna cut the top on halfway, a little air. Let's try it this way. I think that's better. And the name of this grill right here, I call him Tubby, simply because it's a tub. If you notice, and the name of that one is Black Beauty, just letting that just take a rest for the day. And that's one of the 2 grills that I have. If you look around, it's about 6 or 7 more. But I just chose to use this one today. And one thing about it, sometimes you have to learn how to improvise. What you don't have, now I do have as far as the grills, what you don't have, you have to make use to what you have. So some of you all may have an old tub or something, hang around and make use of it. It's running roughly about 15 minutes. Now I'm getting ready to flip it. Now's the time to baste it. Because now the salt is pretty much ingrained into the meat now. Just like I said, you don't want to put it on there too early, because if you do that, you're going to have problems. You're going to take all your seasoning off. So we'll let it stay on roughly about another 15 minutes before we put in more baste on it. Put the top on, and then I'm going to let it before I put the base on the front side. As you see, it's coming along just fine. Look at the beautiful texture on it. This is truly the old school way of cooking. To me, this grill right here probably cooked better as far as grilling than any of the other grills that I have. And what I do now, I put my base on here, let it roll a few more minutes, probably got about 45 more minutes. As you just noticed, while the water is so yellow, I just add 2 sticks of butter in here, and it definitely gives it a very unique taste to what we're doing. And after, in my opinion, once you baste it with this mixture right here, half vinegar, Heinz vinegar, half water, and a little salt, along with 2 sticks of butter. Now, just like I mentioned to you before, I basically just use salt to season it. But my main seasoning, I decided not to use it because basically I'm doing the old school. Just like I say, use your seasoning if you don't want to use salt. But in my opinion, salt goes better with this mixture more so than any season that I use. So we'll wait a few more minutes, see where we are. We'll go from there. I'm getting ready to flip it again. Just look at the color of the meat right now. Beautiful color. Flip it on the back side, even a whole lot better looking than the other side. But now, put our base back on here. I know some of y'all are thinking, I can't believe this is a wash tub and making the ribs look like this. But this is what it does. Say roughly we got about 30, 35 more minutes. here we are. We probably got a couple more flips and we'll be ready to roll. Look at the color on this slab of ribs. Awesome. Now once again, just look at, we're working on an antique wash tub. And these are the results that you're getting. I'm gonna baste them a couple more times, and then after that we should be ready to roll. Just like I said, a couple more flips, we should be ready to roll. Let's take a look at this right here. We're almost about to close it up. Maybe a couple more flips, but just look at the coloring. Look at the coloring. And it's kind of hard to imagine just looking at this. This is on a tub, an old wash tub. Really and truly, I actually prefer grilling more so than smoking meat. Smoking is really more convenient. Grilling takes a lot of time. And just like I say, time is hard to come by at times. So sometimes you want stuff quick, fast, and in a hurry. But when you have time to grill, I actually like grilling a whole lot better than smoking. After one more flip, we'll probably complete the process. Okay, this is probably gonna be our last flip right here. And just look at it. This is probably gonna be our last base. 5 more minutes, we'll wrap it up. We've just completed our grill on the old wash tub. Let's look at it. Picture perfect. On a wash tub. Not only I'm able just to cook ribs on this wash tub, anything that I would like to cook on this grill, whether it's a Boston butt, hamburgers, chicken, or whatever, I could do the same thing on this grill right here. And if you could look at this, the coal, still got plenty of coals. I can go much longer as far as I want to cook another slab of ribs. If I want to cook a couple more slabs of ribs, for some reason, these things didn't burn down quickly at all. I guess it comes all in using this wash tub. Now, if you look at this wash tub that I have here available, eventually I turned this into a grill. What I did, I got some of that quick concrete and I got a wire. I poured it over the wire, the concrete over it, let it dry for about a couple days. Found me a grate. I found that grate off an old grill that I had. And what you'll probably have to do, go to Home Depot or somewhere else and get you a grate. And perhaps find you a top or make a top in order to do it. Okay? Now, what I really want to leave you with on this end right here, never judge a grill by its cover. If you ever want to see me cook something else on the wash tub, just leave a message or whatever in the comment section. So that's pretty much concludes what we've done on the wash tub grilling.